Hi! Welcome to my tube. I'm Marge, I'm a Hilk empath, and I just like having these little conversations on the way I feel about things, and feel free to add your input in the conversations if you disagree with me. I don't really mind. I appreciate different perspectives, different from mine. I'm often looking for perspectives that are different from mine. I like recommendations from people. A homie that I met through this channel, Ahmad, recommended Majestic Andes on Netflix, so I spent my morning spending time with South America, going, I need to see places like that. I've seen places, a lot of really majestic, wonderful places in my life. I just would like to see more. You know, if the earth wants me on different parts of her, I guess she'll summons me and then I'll be there, you know. So if she wants me there, if I see these, places and I get fired up about it, and then those places get fired up about me coming and visiting, then like attracts like, and the cosmos universe kind of makes a way of things happening for people. I've seen worse people get more. They took a lot of their stuff though. People that take stuff that, take the parasite. We're seeing the parasite, and they have all kinds of different faces, and they have all different kinds of shades of their skin, and they come from all different backgrounds and nationalities, and they make all, from the poorest of the poor to the most advantaged, and it's a vibrational frequency in that's missing in a spirit. It's lacking in a spirit, and that is love. Yeah, the world is waking up to seeing things in an entirely different way, and I don't care if they see them the way I see them. I don't care if people agree with me or not. I just want them to look at something different than the narrative. At least people back where I'm from, back where I moved out here from, are starting to at least look at the conspiracies and stuff. I made a comment. I throw stuff out there just to see how people are what they're gonna say, to see what the vibe of the frequency is over there, And I made a comment about, hey, I don't remember any other administration. Maybe I didn't word it like that. Maybe I should have reworded it. That's on me. It might have happened, but I don't remember any other administration actually putting out executive orders to deter or stop sex human trafficking. And I know that DT just did recently. So, of course, I get links. Yeah, this, whatever, rebuttal, cognitive dissonance, And then I take it up a little bit higher from a different perspective, and everybody's all, oh, save the baby, save the children, the pet. I've been like that since I was a 10-month-old baby that got raped myself. I've been fighting out for the kid because I was one of those kids, so I have no fucking business speaking out on, really. So, but that's cool. As long as you have alphabet soup behind your name. I just got an error message that I've never gotten before. It disconnected and then it reconnected. Whatever. What was I thinking? What was I talking about? Oh, people that pay themselves. And so they're like all talking. Now it's 2020, right? And I was like, okay, I've stopped endorsing organizations and companies and things like that, but I stopped giving them my money. Like, I haven't had a Subway sandwich in probably 12 years now. 11, 12. Long time. Because of freaking Mike Vick. And then they found out old boy Jared was a pedophile, right? And Jared had his ring set up out of his dorm room in college, and I've worked on a college campus. I worked in the Do It department at Creighton University, and so I know who the creeps are. I know who they are. I know I've had to help them fix their stuff because that was my job, knowing who they are. And I tell my bosses, hey, dude, that dude's a creep, man. That dude needs to be looked. Oh, that's not our job. That's not what we're here to just. We're just fix their computer. You know, we're just like the geek squad for the frickin' pretentious. That's what Creighton is, man. It's a Jesuit university. It's just like, it's weird. The paradigms that people support and endorse, and people just purge in the community. They just purge money into that. All of these, people just throw money at, and then the cracks of society get wider. It's just so weird. Anyway, I don't like this song right now. It's all water under the bridge, I suppose. I made notes. Collective conscious. That's what I'll talk about. I'll talk about the notes that I made. That's because other people are waking up to this stuff. You know, hey, anybody with that much power and that much money in life, they all done dirty things to get there. They all done something dirty. They all got drunk, so drunk, and then got carried away. They all have. Just, you know, who's been recorded and who hasn't, and who was around and who remembers, and you know how, you know, where's their loyalty, and it's all that free. It's all that. See, that's why you don't hang out with creeps. That's why you don't live in Creepsville, USA. When you want to, you know, these mindsets that we're dealing with, when they were younger, they've probably freaking watched The Godfather with their dads, and it was like a cool time, and ever since that they've tried to encapsulate to relive that glory, or mimic that. If I can be a gangster like that, maybe daddy will be proud of me, and they're all in charge, and it's just out of hand. So on the good news is other people are starting to come into the idea of collective consciousness and what that means to them. And everybody has different definitions about stuff, you know, based on their frame of reference. You got to figure out where it fits in for you and what's right for you and alignment for you in this incarnation. Hey, if you're supposed to be a low viber and just to be an example of how people, you know, what happens when you live this way, then so be it. Just do it over there. I don't want to be standing around when the lightning bolts start striking, if you get me. So how I understand it, and this is just my perspective, I think I freaking love when people give me thumbs down on I disagree with you. Ooh, I think I got the most thumbs down in a video so far. I got 9 on my taco truck talk about the freaking eat well at the taco truck. That means I'm freaking poking bears, see, because they're all pigs, man. They're all pigs sucking on the dick of Uncle Sam, the tit of society. You know, and they've all benefited. Hey, maybe if society would have been cooler to me, I wouldn't be such a bitch now. You know, and I'm not even really a bitch. I just speak out on how, hey, that's not fair. That's not fair. I just want a piece of my pie. I just want a piece of my apple pie. I just want a little piece, because I love apple pie, and I ain't never been a perfect kind, you know, the kind of sort that think about how much of America thought that movie was just like, they made that movie just so big, and it was about frickin' dudes doing frickin' pastries. You know? No vibrational, but it's funny, and it sells, you know, and then people start looking about what sells, and things got out of hand, because, you know, if a lot of money's good, then a lot more money's better, and then people, you know, you're taking pockets from other people. That's the thing, is people are like, oh, there's enough for every... No, you're taking freaking money. I am so tired. I unsubscribe, and I still get letters from the VA all the time. Got one this morning. It's just like a smack in the face. I can't get the benefits that I deserve. I can't get the process. They can't fix the process so people like me actually get what we fucking need. But you can send out these emails 2-3 times a week. Veterans Canteen Service. That's their own little Amazon. Okay, they have their own little Amazon called. And I get these emails from the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. Okay, so we get this shit. So it's all marketing. It's all paying themselves to freaking, and look at the products. Look at the products. It's all school essentials in store now. Vieira Bradley cotton face mask. Get your masks. So now the VA is selling this shit too. They're buying into this shit. It's all about making money. Ooh, and look at this. Last ditch effort, you know, because Bath and Body Works is going down, so they got a lot of product they're offloading, so they can make a special deal with the Patriot store and sell their products, you know, through the VA online. Bath and Body, you know, they're all in cahoots. But fucking the veterans can't get the money that they need to freaking sustain just a decent living. I am fortunate. There's so many more veterans on the street. They're everywhere, all over. They're everywhere. And it's not even just the veterans. It's nobody that lives on this land should be destitute. Everyone, there's freaking so many houses just empty everywhere that are sitting because somebody feels like somebody else needs to pay their mortgage plus their rent for their new house or their mortgage for their other house, and then all their bills too. You know, real estate agent, it's what we're coming down to is consciousness. None of this outside stuff matters, okay? And collective consciousness starts from inside when you close your eyes at night and you lay down to go to sleep, and the things that you think about. That is your own personal collective consciousness. That is the realm within you, and that is where your perception of the whole entire world comes from. So how balanced you are in your own mind between mind, body, and spirit is how you are going to wake up and show up in the world. It's also going to have a lot to do with you have nightmares and night terrors and all that stuff too. So then when you wake up your collective consciousness, now you take that out. And if you live by yourself, you know, maybe you have a pet, maybe you're in a family dynamic. I got 4 dogs and a cat, mom, and that's our collective conscious within the house. So when I do things, I have to live in a way that it's good for everybody in the house, not just for my collective consciousness. That's how you raise consciousness, is looking at things from a higher perspective. And then you have that collective consciousness in your family. Now you got to take that. No, are you being good to them? Are you being kind to them? When they talk, are you listening to them and looking at their eyes and engaging with them? Or are you off in this place, that place, thinking about work, what you got to do tomorrow, being every place else but in the present? Are you missing points that they're telling you? Are they giving you red flags? Are there problems and concerns that need to be dealt with, but you know you're not being present? And then you take that out into the community. Now you have the collective consciousness of the community. Now you're taking your consciousness of how you feel about yourself, plus how you feel about how you act in your family home dynamic. Now you're taking that out into the world, which is expand more now. Now, are you in ego? Do you think people are you worried that people are going to step on your toes, and is there a way that your life path is destined to go, and that everybody needs to get out of your way to make that happen and all that stuff? Or are you coming from spirit? Are you coming from spirit where you want what is best for everybody in the local environment in which you are in? Like today, go to the market. I want a positive experience for everybody that is in my close proximity, because I don't want to deal with no bullshit. Then when people take that out in the community, if they rise a little bit higher, then they can take that mentality as a whole collective on the whole entire planet. All collective consciousness is a sum of all parts. A disco ball, if you will, or if you won't. And every little mirror is us. And how we reflect in that mirror is congruent with the work that we put into ourselves and understanding ourselves. You can't get mad at other people when you have come from a place of self-mastery. You can't. It's ignorant. And so for anybody that argues or disputes that. I'm just saying, okay, it's just another ignorant person. Be well. Next. We all have these shadow dark aspects. I work in the shadows to get people to just get good, just acknowledge that they have freaking shadows, get cool with the shadows, and then bring those shadows to the light. And then, you know, every time, and then sometimes in life situation comes up, and those shadow aspects, they are going to help you by say, hey, Marge, remember when you were a dick and you acted like this? That person is just like that. Do you want to deal with them? Because you know you were a jerk and you acted just like that, and they're doing just like that. Do you want to risk it? It's that stuff. Most people look at all the money that people spend in hiding their shadow aspects. But the thing of it is, there's opportunists. And I don't care, you know, there's always, if you always act like somebody's recording your behavior, which is a mindset that I've always had ever since I was a little girl before technology exploded. Because I had the, you know, God's always watching, you know. So, you know, hope they like the show, you know. But and then people started recording and stuff like that, and then they dude, alcohol has been used for a tool of manipulation since the colonists came over and gave it to the brown man. Because we didn't have freaking booze. Brown people didn't have. There wasn't a lot of. I mean, there was some. It is like always more for ceremony and stuff like that. But there weren't like the freaking tent city drunks, you know. It was like plant medicine and stuff like that, because they always understood that alcohol takes your spirit, and then when your spirit is gone, that leaves a broader risk of leaving open for negative entities and demons to come in. Yeah. So we all have those dark aspects. It's just that people do know what is right and wrong, and you don't do kids ever. That is always wrong. There's no question. You don't do animals, and you don't harm animals, and you don't kill animals, and you don't harm children or people or kill people. See, you don't take. If you consider everybody's heartbeat as a spark, and then, like, their mood, you know, they're shiny. Oh, they're in a good mood. Somebody comes up and they're like, what's your problem? And then it's like, I don't have a problem. What's this? You know, and then all of a sudden somebody's not in a good mood. But there was high vibrational, you know. Now there's two low vibers, because you had the person, the goat getter, and the person that they tried to get the goat, and then the goat got. And then now you got two people in a bad mood. And that's how energy works, you know. So there's this, like, spiritual war. World War III is a spiritual warfare. It's all spiritual. It's all people learning that they remember, and they got a spirit and a soul, and they got to come into that. And when you do that, then you treat other people different. And when you fight that, when you resist that, that's when the dangers are going to start coming in, man. People really need to start watching their butts, man, because people are getting gnarly. People are going crazy because they don't have control, and they're the control freaks, and they are spinning out right now. How many people have I think about how many people have, like, never been on an airplane, you know. Then I think about how many people have seen somebody freaking lose their shit, like, in real life. Not like on TV where somebody has a meltdown or freak out or something like that, but when somebody inconsolably lose, like, their spirit fragments, like, because our bodies aren't supposed to feel that much vibration, so our spirit will spike up out of our body, and sometimes when that happens, it fragments. It happens in traumatic events, it happens in high, you know, vibrational events. Like, how many people plan for weddings, spend so much money into weddings, and then you ask the participants in the wedding later, and it was all a blur. It was all a blur. I think you people should let their friends plan their weddings, the ones that know them really well. I think that would be cool. Like, let their friends, you know, take, you know, just whatever. I'm looking at a world like that, just like, whatever. You know, I thought about, I used to, well, for years and years, I was like, well, why think about a wedding? Because it's illegal for me to get married, and Well, people don't like me anyway. Not even freaking, it ain't even a woeful thing, man. It's just like, I keep trying, and I don't know where my too much and my not enough is, you know, because I'm full spectrum, so people just, I'm usually just too much for people right off the bat. I get ghosted a lot. So, anyway, they see something in me, it freaks them out, and they don't want to talk to me no more, and I don't really care about it, because I've gotten good with just hanging out with me and Mom, and my minimal social engagements, you know, getting me ready to go live freaking, not off-grid, but just off the beaten path, that's for sure. So we're all just aspects, you know, of these, we all have these shadow aspects, just most people just hide theirs. They hide them so well, they hide them so much. But the thing of it is the gig's up, and so a lot of us that have dealt with these people and that come up on the other side, we know who you are. And yes, symbolism is very, very significant in every paradigm. Every paradigm. Look at all the pockets of, look at all the data that they use from like Hulu and Netflix and stuff like that. Those are just all dynamics, like little stories of life library, and then they're taking analytics to see where people's mindsets are and what they're watching more, you know. And it's about, like, I noticed today on Netflix, it's about 50-50 with the seedy oozing out, you know, because seedy and greedy and low vibrational, all that stuff, it's a curious thing, but living that way, it's disgusting. So people are like, want to dip their toe into it because we're all full aspects, so they want to, you know, dip into the strange and do the dirty and dabble in that, but they're like, oh, I'm willing to do this, but I won't do that, you know. But it's like, but if you do this, you do have the capacity to do that, because that is just down the road from that same line of thinking, you know. Usually people that watch this and do this and do this ultimately end up, you know, because people, they're impressionable. They just do what they're told, you know, because they don't have, mostly people don't have the capacity to think for themselves and to even look at something and go, ain't that some bullshit? Like, I'm supposed to buy this? Really? I've been in IT, around IT computers and stuff for years and years and years, and just, I mean, the stuff that companies spend millions into just some buying into some bullshit, but that money never went in my pocket. I go back to, again, you know, I speak up about all the corruption I see in my local area, in my area, the corruption in me, you know, because I can't recognize that other stuff unless I never been a part of it, you know, whether it's been in this incarnations or incarnations past, you know. Our spirit just travels from one last breath to the next first breath. Last breath, first breath. Last breath, first breath. Incarnation after incarnation after incarnation. Little intervals of here, 70 years here, a year here, because accidents happen, you know, 5 years here. Just learning, don't do this. Treat people this way. Don't act like that. Don't do this. Don't eat kids. Don't drink blood. Don't be a, you know, be kind and loving. Be good to animals. Be good to the earth. Be good to one another. It's, you know, it's just all these storylines to get people up to the highest vibrational frequency, which I understand it is love. So I'm gonna zone out on nature stuff and just think, and that's why I like all the geography and I've had the travel bug. I haven't had a lot of opportunity to go out, and I've been to a lot of wonderful places, and I've seen a lot of wonderful things. I was going through my photos. I got like, I'm up to like 45,000 in my iCloud now, pictures of the last 4 years. I don't know if that's a lot or not. I don't have any stats and data to compare it to. But so I went through and I found a bunch of old pictures, you know, and going through, try it. I recommend it. It's a vibrational frequency. You see all this stuff. Oh yeah, good times, that was good. And then, oh, you know, it's coming on this day. You know, February 4th was a hard day. So it's like, I had, oh, there's Noble, my dog. He died on the 4th of February. I only had him a year. I found him here in Salem, and I knew when I found him I was intended to help him pass. That's why, and I held him when he took his last breath, and that was on February 4th, 2018? Is that the year that the Eagles won and then freaking rioted on their own city for winning? It's freaking retarded. Just stupid. And I'm supposed to be the retarded one. So, anyway, I got stuff I gotta do today. I gotta go be an adult, a grown-up. I gotta go put those paradigm pants on, those 3D paradigm pants on, and go out and then, you know, try and be positive. Mom's just got up and around, so that's good. She got to sleep in today. It's going to be hot today, so I want to go out and do my chores before and come back in so I can just go within some more. I think that's about all I got. I said everything I wanted.